Welcome back, guys. So today's video is going to be a bit different than my other ones. When I say different, you will understand what I mean just in a few moments. Before I get into the video though, I want to comment on something I've seen happen in my videos. Now, I've seen people leave a comment in my videos, and this has happened with mostly negative comments. And I go to respond back to the comment that was posted, and I find out that whoever uploaded it had just deleted it a few seconds after it first appeared. So I don't know why people do this. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and to be honest, negative and positive feedback is always feedback, and I can use that to my advantage and better my videos and try to, and basically you guys give me an idea of what you don't like in them. Now, one of these comments, and this has to do with today's video, was it basically said, why does R1 always show us their victories and their rallies and they never show us their fails, as if you guys are perfect? Now, to answer to that question, R1 has actually had 4 fails that are worth mentioning. Now, the problem is that out of those 4 fails, I was asleep during 2 of them. One fail, I didn't really capture it because I thought I was recording, but I forgot I had hit the pause button on my screen recorder, and it was basically a half full rally that was eaten up by a trap castle, and unfortunately I had no report of it, so nothing much I could actually share with you guys. And the last fail, the 4th one, was the one I'm going to be showing you today. So I was lucky that I was online at the moment. I was at work, of course, so I couldn't actually participate in the defense of the rallies we were taking in, but I was able to record this, and unfortunately I wasn't able to also move around on the game map as much because I actually popped the screen recorder, and truth be told, I put it in my pocket and continued working because I couldn't spend much time looking at the screen at the moment. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and we will get right into it immediately. Alright, so before we get into the actual rallies going down, here is a quick backstory. So the rally is up against Dolan Trump. Now, his mistake is that he went offline and didn't shelter his leader and protect his troops. He was a recent T4 player. He gemmed up quite a few of troops. I think he had like 1.5 million troops at this time before he got rallied. And I'm guessing he was a bit overconfident for himself, or he just forgot to shelter his troops and leader. Anyways, whatever the matter is, or the reason, it makes no difference at this point. So now, our problem was basically, for one, we didn't know if he had troops left out, and the second one was that we didn't know in what formation his lineup was, so we could actually reinforce him with the proper troops and try and minimize the damage to his own. So what went on was Barksdale left the guild, and Core Fighter reinforced Trump with a few troops. Now, Barksdale sent a 1 troop attack to Dolan Trump, and Core Fighter was able to see the report of the defense and to see the army lineup of our guy. So this way, everybody knew how and what troops we must send in to defend up against the upcoming rally. Now, what originally piqued my interest was that D and K, who were rallying us, were actually about an hour away, or no, I'm sorry, they were like 15 minutes away from Dolan Trump, and the rally was set up for an hour. I don't know the reason behind this, to be honest, but after the first rally hit, they did port in and start rallying from up closer. So as you can see, R1 have been porting in around Dolan so they can actually reinforce him. And they've been setting up camps as well so they can conquer and cover as much area as possible, thus keeping a rallier away from the primary target and giving us more time till they march and actually hit the turf, so we can actually heal up and be able to send in fresh reinforcements with extra time on our hand to actually react. Now, the positive thing in all of this is that Dolan actually was in war gear and in battle talents, war talents. So, thus, our reinforcements were not just meat shields that would get wounded and plowed through on each attack and just try and save a few of his troops while that happened. We could actually put up a fight, and knowing his formation, we could actually send in the correct composition and be able to deal more damage to the people rallying him. Now, as usual, I will actually speed up the video to the point where the rally starts walking towards him, and we will get into the troop composition and everything else that is in the reports, because I've got all of them on hand. So you can see that the troops marching to Dolan are 2.25 million troops, and most of them are stealth snipers. They've actually covered them up with a few infantry, cavalry, and the rest of the troops out there, but their basic formation was that. So I don't know if they had a scout report and if they had the lineup of Dolan, or they were going in blind, to be honest. You can see we've reinforced him with 1 million troops, which is the maximum, and the first hit burns him. Now, I'll be honest, all hits actually burned Dolan. There wasn't a hit that smoked him, but we will check the reports real fast, and you can see the first hit was a 26 million drop might and 15k dead troops for Dolan. So we will go right through the troops that were killed on DNK side. You can see that most of them are T3s. We didn't get into their T4 troops just yet. But Dolan's our lineup, since it was infantry and we sent infantry, we were able to basically absorb most of the hit. So his wounded went into his infirmaries and filled up the beds, and our troops were gonna be there to protect him from the rest of the waves coming in. Now, as you can see, DNK actually ported closer into Dolan so they can continue on with their second rally. Now, as I mentioned before, if you check the landscape, due to the camps that were set up by R1, DK weren't able to actually port in and be able to be next to Dolan and hit and get those rallies hitting just a few seconds. So this basically gave us more time to actually heal up troops and send back the reinforcements, apart from the 5-minute mark of the rally. Now, I want you to keep in mind that since we saw that Dolan's T3 infantry went down in the first hit, we actually started supporting him with T4 infantry. Thus, you can see he only lost 1 million might of his own might, and the rest of the might dropped accordingly to the rest that were supporting him. Now, of course, sending in T4s and getting them annihilated every time is rough on the players. You can see 68,000 dead troops, but 200k dead troops for DNK. Like I was saying, yes, T4 do cost a lot to heal up, but this was our best strategy, as to try and keep his troops safe as much as possible and keep those numbers of dead troops significantly low. Now you can see the third hit is going on. Shout out to 21 Guns. You can see him in the corner every time he was jumping guild and sending in his leader, giving a 60 leader and a 30% attack boost for Dolan. You can see once again the attack lands, and in this attack DK actually screwed up, and the reason is, and you will see it in the screenshot in just a few, that we had 29k, which is less kills than previously, and they had 200k dead. Now, if you start jolting down these numbers, you will actually start to realize that, yes, I always say that the dead troops are divided in between the players that are in the rally. But if you actually sit down and do the numbers and the maths, once this all goes down, I think I came up with a number of about 1.2 million dead troops for DNK, distributed between, of course, the players that actually contributed, and 1.3 million dead troops for Dolan Trump. So basically you can see that he was able to fend off pretty well. Now another reason that helps fending off and sending those T4s in again and again was we were actually hoping that he'd wake up at some point. Unfortunately, he told us he was a heavy sleeper and there was no such hope. Now you can see CHL has ported up in the top, and they actually came in to help out and double rally Dolan since they were actually getting nowhere. You can see another million might drop. So basically we've seen 3 attacks. First attack hurt a lot. This one hurt almost nothing at all. It was 5k dead, and you can see we've already started killing off T4 on DNK side. So this was starting to get really cost inefficient and really painful for DNK, and they actually called for backup on CHL. Now unfortunately, and shout out to both these guilds because they actually used what has been used lately as timing the rallies. They sent in I guess a troop from very far away. I could say maybe a fire trebuchet or whatever it is, so they could actually time it to almost the exact second and get those 2 rallies in. Now unfortunately, since there weren't a lot of us online, and like I mentioned before, I was at work, so I could only watch this going down and not actually participate. We didn't have enough people to be able to send in troops after the first hit. As you can see, CHL delivered, so they could maybe try and absorb the second rally that was actually moving in. So unfortunately, with these 2 hits, Dolan was zeroed out. You can see 370,000 dead troops on this attack, dead for Dolan, and minimal losses basically for CHL. And just a few seconds later, you can see that DNK came in with their rally and actually cleared out the remaining of the troops, and they also got the leader. So you can see that R1 isn't perfect. Yes, we do have fails. Yes, I was able to actually get this on camera, and actually I'm pretty happy to show you guys this video because I want you to see what it is and how you can successfully defend against a guild rallying an offline player, because, and the only reason basically we were able to defend up against them was because Dolan had left his attack gear on and his attacking talents on. You can see 620k dead for Dolan. Shout out to Dolan as well. He actually sent in the reports right after he woke up, and he was excited and told me, here, get these, I hope you got the video and I'm looking forward to it. So he's a cool guy. Shout out to him for that. Now this brings us to the end of our fail, and we will move on to one more video I have to share with you that I happen to be on and actually get it on my recorder. It was basically the star of this next video is BSB Puppy Love. Now, for those of you who don't know who Puppy Love is, he's basically a 400, I think, million might player in BSB, and he usually is online when he gets rallied, so nobody has actually been able to catch him offline and try and rally him down. So as it seems from his troop count, he seems to have prepped up his castle pretty well, so he can be able to eat up rallies with minimal to no losses. Now the next video you will see, Puppy was actually online, and I do think that all 3 guilds that rallied him did know it, but they were like going to risk it and try and get his troops killed and also try and free a leader. So here we go. So here is the chain of events as explained to me by Puppy Love. Now MTR Ruby came in and started solo attacking him without his leader, so he could wound his troops and then rally him and try and kill his troops that would not be able to be covered by infirmaries. Now, according to Puppy Love, Ruby actually sent in about 20 of these attacks, as you can see, similar. After he finished attacking, he decided to start a rally. Bear in mind that Puppy Love was actually online during this whole event. So as you can see, the first rally came in and he actually ate it up. 63 or 69 million might lost for Ruby and MTR, and only a few million lost on Puppy's side that were all wounded. So you can see the deaths as we go through in the reports. Again, like I said before, shout out to Puppy Love, because I came in contact with him and he was more than happy to share these reports with me so I could actually add them in the video, and he was overly excited, and I'm glad about that I was actually able to capture most of the rallies that went down later on the videos. Now, after this attack went down, Ruby actually set up a second rally without his leader, and that was an absolute disaster, as you will see in the reports. So going through the reports real fast, you can see that they had no survivors, which was actually understandable since this guy didn't send a leader in. And keep in mind that Ruby is actually a 1 billion might player, so I don't know why players like this still make these kind of mistakes, but the thing is that he actually came in and he wiped out their troops, and you can see most of them were T3 troops, which is a big loss for each and every player that actually participated in this rally. Now, after this rally took place and after he had captured this leader, 3 guilds actually ported in and tried to hit him. Now, their mistake was they didn't do it simultaneously, but the hits came like one at a time. Now, you can see the first attack comes in from Rio, who is in can't remember the guild name at the moment, and you can see that they actually smoked him. So in a few seconds we will check the report. You can see that Puppy lost about 7 million might of his own might, and SSB lost a combined of 71 million might. Now you can see that there are a lot of T4s dead in this attack, and he almost cleared them out. They did have, though, about 200k, as you can see in the report, remaining. So this was a big blow and a big setback for SSB. And a few moments later, I think it was about a minute or so, you will see that MIP follows up with a second rally. So if they had timed correctly, maybe they could have dealt a little more damage to Puppy Love, but I could be mistaken as well. So you can see that MIP is prepping up. They've sped up their troops and it's walking in. Now, something that's weird is that the game glitched at this second, and you can see the troops vanish at this moment right here. So we don't see, you know, the fight that usually goes on, but just poof, they're out of the picture. Now, as you can see, he actually lost his leader in this attack. MIPH was sucked in. The whole rally was sucked in by Puppy Love. Puppy did have a few dead troops, but it was basically his T2 and T3s, I think, so it wasn't much of a loss for him, considering the damage that he was able to deal to MIP. And after about like 5 or 10 minutes later on, I got a message online and they told me, Papan, something more is going down, and I see that the guild HG Dot had actually ported in and was setting up a rally as well. I did actually capture it just a few moments before it hit, so I was lucky concerning that perspective. So you can see another might drop, and this time, this is the amazing part, they were able to save their leader for like 10k troops. You can see 66 million might drop and a lot of T4 dead troops on HG Dot side. So shout out to Puppy. This guy is a beast, and I have respect for the way he's been sucking up rallies lately. They did ask us to join, to be honest with you guys. The coalition did ask us to come in and help them triple and quadruple rally Puppy Love, but when a player this size is online, rallying him isn't the brightest idea. You must always play smart and always play strategically when trying to zero big players like these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a bit longer than expected to actually combine it, but I hope you get some things out of it and you enjoyed seeing what's going down in K54. If you like what you saw, please comment, rate and subscribe, and let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you feel like you can hit me up online too. My ID is in the description. Thank you for watching. Silent out.